Hi everyone and welcome to this new video. Today I'm going to talk about dashboards in the Azure portal. As always, I'll try to use an easy language and I'll try to provide you with effective examples to make it easier to understand this important topic. The topics we are going to talk about are edit the dashboard. In particular, we are going to see how to add a new tile, how to move and resize a tile, how to configure a tile, and how to delete a tile. Next, we will see how to create a new dashboard, how to switch between existing dashboards, how to export a dashboard, how to delete a dashboard, how to import a dashboard, how to share a dashboard, and how to clone a dashboard. Every task performed in this video is related to the dashboard page on the Azure portal, so I won't ask you to go there every time. To go to the dashboard page, you need to click on the dashboard button on the left menu. Okay, so let's go to the Azure portal. As I said before, all the tasks in this video are related to the dashboard page. To go to the dashboard page, you need to click the dashboard menu here on the left, and you will enter the dashboard page. Okay, let's start. The first task is about editing an existing dashboard. In particular, we are going to see how to add a new tile. To add a new tile, you need to click the Edit button to enter Edit mode. Then you need to click the Add Tiles button to access the tile gallery, which is a list of tiles that can be added to any gallery. Then you need to select the desired tile and click the Add button, or you need to drag and drop it into the dashboard. In the tile gallery, there are a lot of predefined tiles. Here there are some examples. After that, you need to customize the new tile if customization is available. Anyway, we'll see tile customization in a while. And finally, you need to click the Save button. Okay, let's move on to the Azure portal to see how to add a new tile to an existing dashboard. The first step is to click the Edit button to enter Edit mode. Here you can choose the desired tile in the tile gallery. If the tile gallery is not visible, you can click the Add Tiles button to make it visible. And so here you have two options. The first one is to click the desired tile and then click the Add button, or you can directly drag and drop the desired tile into the dashboard. After a tile is added to the dashboard, a customization blade can be shown, but it is not available for all the tiles. And here you can make your customization and click done. Anyway, we will see a customization in a while. And finally, the last step is to click the save button. We can also move and resize a tile. To move a tile, we need to put the mouse cursor on the tile, and then we need to drag the tile to the new location. To resize a tile, we need to put the mouse cursor on the right bottom corner until the mouse icon becomes like this icon. And then we need to drag until we get the desired dimensions. Please note that not all the tiles are resizable. And finally, we need to click the Save button. Okay, let's now see in the Azure portal how to move and resize a tile. The first step is to click the Edit button to enter Edit mode. To move a tile, you need to put the mouse cursor on the tile you want to move and drag it to the new location. To resize the tile, you need to put the mouse cursor in the bottom right corner and resize it. So drag it until you get the desired dimensions. Note that not all the tiles are resizable. For example, the clock tile is not resizable. And we note it because the clock tile does not have this particular icon in the bottom right corner. And finally, you need to click the Save button. To configure a tile, you need to enter edit mode by clicking the edit button. Well, not all the tiles are configurable, but if a tile is configurable, it can provide you with one of these three possible types of configuration. The first one is the simplest one. In this case, if the tile supports this type of configuration, you can find these configure tile settings menu in the tiles context menu. This type of configuration is just used to set the tile's title and subtitle. The second configuration is edit, so you can find the edit menu in the tiles context menu. And in this case, this type of configuration is used to edit the tiles format, for example, in the clock tile. The third type of configuration is the most complex, and you need to do it where you are not in edit mode. So if you are in edit mode, you need to click Done Customizing on any tiles context menu to exit edit mode. An example of a tile providing this type of configuration is the matrix chart. And finally, as usual, you need to click the Save button. Okay, let's move to the Azure portal to see these three types of configuration. As always, we need to enter edit mode by clicking the edit button. The first type of configuration, as I said before, is the simplest one, and a tile providing this type of configuration is the All Resources tile. Here we can find the Configure Tile Settings menu, and here we can see that this type of configuration is used just to set the tile's title and subtitle. So here, for example, I can write example of title and example of subtitle. Click the apply button, and here I can see the tile and the subtitle here. The second type of configuration is more complex, and a tile providing this type of configuration is the clock tile. Here we can find the edit button, and here you can see that we have a more complex configuration. So for example, here I can set my clock to have a 12-hour format. The third type of configuration is the most complex, and the tile providing this type of configuration is the matrix chart tile. So let's add it to our dashboard. So as I said before, this third type of configuration must be done when we are not in edit mode. So we need to exit edit mode by click the Done Customizing menu on any tile. Okay, so now we are not in edit mode anymore, and we can start this third type of configuration by clicking on the tile. In this case, we need to choose a resource. I choose a random resource. In this case, we also need to select a metric. And when we are done, we need to click the Save to Dashboard button. And here we can find that the tile is configured properly. And finally, we need to click the Save button here. So to recap, three types of configuration. The simplest one is the one provided by the all resources tile. Is just used to set the title and subtitle. The second type of configuration is provided, for example, by the clock tile, just mm, to make some simple configuration. And the third, the configuration is the most complex one, and an example of tile providing this type of configuration is the matrix chart. So you need to exit edit mode and click on the tile and go to a proper page to configure the tile. You can also delete a tile if you don't need it anymore, or if you need more working space to, for example, add new tiles. So in edit mode, you have two possible options to delete a tile. The first one is by clicking the Remove from Dashboard button in the tiles context menu. And the second option is by clicking the bin icon on the tile. And finally, as usual, you need to click the Save button. Okay, let's see it in the Azure portal. The first step is to enter edit mode by clicking the edit button. And here we have two possible options to delete a tile. The first one is by clicking the remove from dashboard button from the tiles context menu. And the second possible option is by clicking the bin button on the tile. And finally, we need to click the save button. You can also create a new dashboard by clicking the create button. In this case, you have two possible options. So the first one is to choose one of the predefined dashboard. And in this case, depending on the selected type of dashboard, you'll be asked to select the subscription and or the resource to link the dashboard to, and or to choose a name for the new dashboard. And in this case, you need to click the submit button when done. Or the second option, you can choose to build a custom dashboard. In this case, an empty dashboard will be created, and here you can add, move and resize, configure, and delete the tiles as we've seen in the previous slides. And obviously, click the save button when done. Okay, so let's see something more about creation of a new dashboard in the Azure portal. You need to click the create button here, and now you have two options. The first one is to choose one of the predefined dashboards. For example, you can choose Azure Inventory or App Service Tracking or IoT Hub and so on. Anyway, regardless of the dashboard you choose, you'll be asked to insert some information. Uh, the dashboard name, for example, or the subscription and the resource to link the dashboard to. Once you insert all the requested information, you need to click the submit button here in the bottom, and you'll have your dashboard available. The second option is to create a custom dashboard. Here you'll be given an empty dashboard, and here you can put all the tiles you need. You can resize them, you can configure them uh, based on your needs. After all, you need to click the Save button. Once you have created all the dashboards you need, you can switch between them by choosing the desired dashboard from the drop-down list in the top left corner. Okay, let's see it in the Azure portal. So here we have created two dashboards and plus the one predefined, and we can switch between them by choosing the dashboard we want to work on in this drop-down list. So here you can see the custom dashboard we created before. This is the predefined dashboard, the Azure Resource Inventory predefined dashboard. And this is the dashboard we have by default in the Azure portal. You can also export a dashboard. To export a dashboard, you need to move to the dashboard you want to export, and then you need to click the export button and then the download button. The reason why you need to export a dashboard is because you want to import it in another account or in another Azure portal, and we'll see how to import a dashboard in a while. Okay, so let's see in the Azure portal how to export a dashboard. So you need to move to the dashboard you want to export. So suppose we want to export this custom dashboard, then you need to click the export button, and then you need to click the download button. As you can see, a file will be downloaded on your local machine. And this file is a JSON containing all the information about your dashboard, or the dashboard you exported. But to delete a dashboard, you need to move on the dashboard you want to delete and then click the delete button. So let's see in the Azure portal. So let's suppose we want to delete this custom dashboard. So we move on the custom dashboard and then click the delete button. Obviously, you need to click OK to the confirmation message. And so the custom dashboard is no more present, and here you can see the remaining two dashboards. To import a dashboard, you need to click the upload button to upload the JSON file you got during the export phase we had before. Let's see in the portal. So here we have the two dashboards because we deleted one of them. And so suppose we want to recreate the dashboard we deleted before, so the custom dashboard we deleted before. So we need to click the upload button, and then we need to upload the JSON file we downloaded before during the export operation. And so, as you can see, the dashboard, the custom dashboard, is again here in our portal because we imported it from the JSON file. All dashboards are private by default. That means only the user who created it can use it. But you can share a dashboard of yours by clicking the share button. And in this case, once a dashboard is shared, it becomes a resource that the users can use, obviously depending on their roles. Once a dashboard is shared, you can decide who can use it by clicking the access control button. We'll talk about access control in another video. Or you can unshare it by clicking the unshare button, and in this case the dashboard will become a private again. Okay, so let's see on the Azure portal. So suppose we want to share this custom dashboard. We need to click the share button, and choose the dashboard name. Actually, it is the dashboard name other user will see, so it's different from this name, this private name. And we need to choose the subscription we want to share the dashboard in. And then we need to click the publish button here. It takes some seconds for the dashboard to become published, shared. And as we can see, the dashboard is now shared. It has this icon here. Okay, so once the dashboard is shared, we can uh, decide who can use it by clicking the access control button. Uh, we'll talk about access control in another video, so I don't explain this page now. Or we can unshare it by clicking the unshare button and clicking the unpublish button here in the bottom. Okay, before unshare it, I want to show you that if you try to delete a shared dashboard, you need to confirm that you are aware that you are deleting a shared dashboard because you need to confirm that you are aware that other users won't see it anymore. Okay, so we can unshare this dashboard, and so the dashboard will become private again. You can also clone an existing dashboard. To clone a dashboard, you need to move on the dashboard you want to clone and then click the clone button. The reason why you would need to clone an existing dashboard is because you want to design a new dashboard, but you want to start this design from the design of an existing one. Okay, so let's see in the portal. Let's suppose we want to clone our custom dashboard. So we move to the custom dashboard and then click the clone button. It takes some seconds for the uh, dashboard to be ready. In the meantime, we can move the tiles, we can delete the tiles, we can add new tiles. So, but starting from the design of the existing dashboard. And finally, we can click the save button. So here we have a new dashboard based on an existing one. Okay, the video is over. Thanks for watching. For further useful videos, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and of course on YouTube. Thanks for watching.